this is section 7.2, addition and subtraction formulas. And we're going to take a look at some notes to start with. The addition and subtraction formulas. We have a sine, plus, and that's inside we have in parentheses s plus t. So we would look at those as angles, such as 30 degrees plus 60 degrees or whatever. And we would use these if we have, let's say, 105 degrees, we could split 105 degrees between 45 and then plus 60 give us 105 degrees. So from that, we could use exact values like, square root 3 over 2, 1/2, 0, 1, square root 2 over 2 for a lot wider range of angles. And so sine s plus t would be sine s times cosine t. And then we have plus cosine s times sine t. And then for sine s minus t, we have sine s times cosine t minus cosine s times sine t. And for cosine, here we have s plus t. Notice now we have cosine s cosine t, and then minus. Whereas here we started with a plus. Cosine has the opposite sign in the middle. And then sine s sine t. And for cosine s minus t, we've got cosine s cosine t plus. Again, that sign is opposite. And then sine s sine t. For tangent, quite a bit different. And that we have, see how we have a plus here for s plus t. While in the numerator, that's tangent s plus tangent t. And then in the denominator, we have 1 minus, and then the product of tangent s tangent t. The numerator has the same sign as what we have here, s plus t. The denominator is always opposite that sign, and the denominator is always opposite the sign in the numerator. And then here we have tangent s minus t, and that would be tangent s minus tangent t, and then here we have 1 plus, product of tangent s and tangent t. Confunction identities. Here we are looking at sine and then pi over 2 minus u equals to cosine u. And we're going to use those previous sum and difference, adding and subtracting formulas or sum and difference formulas to derive, to prove these. And we'll get into those later on. Cosine pi over 2 minus u is sine u. Tangent pi over 2 minus u is cotangent u. And notice where tangent pi over 2 minus u is cotangent u, while cotangent pi over 2 minus u is tangent u. And since cosine is a reciprocal of secant, sine is a reciprocal of cosecant, we have secant pi over 2 minus u equals cosecant u. And cosecant pi over 2 minus u is secant u, just like cosecant is reciprocal of sine, and secant is reciprocal of cosine. Okay, so let's take a look at some problems. And we are in section 7.2, and these problems start on page 539. So let's take a look at that. And we're going to start with, now let's say that we have tangent degrees, and we want to find, go ahead and find out what that value is in exact form. 165 is going to be in quadrant 2. So that's tangent theta is equal 165 degrees. So we would want to find the reference angle for that, and that's what we're going to work with. Well, 180 minus 165 is going to give us 15 degrees. And tangent is negative in quadrant 2. So we want to note that. Tangent is negative in quadrant 2. So that means we have to use a minus tangent of 15 degrees. Okay, so from there, we look at what two angles add or subtract. We need a tangent either s plus t or tangent s minus t. So we need two angles that will either add or subtract, and we have to look at angles like 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and it goes on. 60 degrees, 90, 180, and 270. So we want to look at, since it ends in a 5,